Alright folks, so we're actually headed up to do a catch and cook today. I'm gonna go target lake trout most likely. That over there is Cayuga Lake. I've been fishing that lake for about 4 or 5 years now. It's 36 miles long. It is difficult. Lake trout are deep water fish. We're probably gonna be fishing somewhere from like 60 to 90 feet of water down with jigs. They don't have the same habits that brown trout, landlocked salmon, rainbow trout. No, lake trout do their own thing. Really gotta love an amazing morning like this. These guys are hooked up on the troll. A couple guys trolling. We're gonna get on some shelves here, start jigging. And if the jigging doesn't work out, we will troll, but we're gonna try to avoid trolling. A couple fish, and I think I lost their location. Definitely some activity down here in like 80. Told you. Playing keep away with me. Finicky mud chickens. That's an 80-foot laker right there. Alright, we can harvest this one. Satisfy the catch and cook part. And that was on a 4-inch Kitech Easy Shiner, 3/4 ounce SNS John Skinner bucktail. I'm sure he never thought I'd be using a bucktail like this for lake trout fish, but it's got a good hook for it. 3/4 ounce jig with a short shank, good quality hook. So it's good for this, man. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, and this 22-inch lake trout is like one of the most abundant fish imaginable. These deep water lakes, 22-inch lakers, you'll never struggle finding those. So I'm gonna make a slight change here. I'm more after size than I am after numbers. This combo is great for numbers. I find lake trout to be a mid-morning fish, not early. I don't seem them. It seems like they bite early in the summer, but this time of year, mid-morning is my guess. So there's that 3/4 ounce Kalen's jig head, EliasV fishing shad, peanut shad. Yes, I'm plugging my product. How terrible of me. What an animal I am. Speed to cruise at, if you ask me, I always get the best readings on my sonar at like 1.8 knots. That's a big pile of bait under me. Don't expect to hook a lake trout under that, but you never know. There we go. Pick that one off the bait. Nice lake trout, man. Look at that fish. Let's get the net on him. Pretty healthy one right there. Usually find the ones you're going to find under the bait tend to be the biggest, without a doubt. It's a pretty good fish right there. We probably say big lake trout. You know, I know guys in Canada and the Great Lakes get huge ones. I'm kind of talking relative, being from New York and Pennsylvania and all those other regions of the country. Big lake trout to most of us is 10 pounds for sure, so these fish are pretty close to it. Come on, chill out. Do me a favor. Okay. Another nice lake trout right there, right? Water's cold. These guys are pretty good. When that water's cold, they don't need much revival. So I spent the rest of the morning jigging these lake trout in about 70 to 80 feet of water. There was supposed to be some heavy weather moving through around 11, and they were right. Weather did move through. Basically, these fish will be in this type of depth all summer. This is called the thermocline. Basically, it's where the colder water in the lake is, and that's where the lake trout like to be. I would say probably they want to be in water less than 55 degrees, and they're in this situation, that would be around 70 feet of water. And down there might be bait and structure, but that's basically where you want to fish for these fish during the majority of the summertime. So that's where I basically focus most of my efforts. But basically from here, it's time to pack it in. All right, guys, rain's starting. We're going to get out of here right about now, making this my final cast. All right, let's head back to the kitchen. We ended up with 4 lake trout today, not bad. What I fished with was bucktail. This is a 3/4 ounce Kayla's jig head, 5-inch EliasV fishing peanut shad. I'm fishing a Stratic 3000, 15-pound braid, 12-pound leader, dark matter rod, medium fast action. That's really it, simple stuff. We're gonna load up the kayak now, head back to the kitchen. I don't have very far to go. And yeah, mysterious fish, mysterious day. Did what we could. 4 fish, not too bad. Alright, what we're going to do here is very simple. So first, this particular type of trout, lake trout, so first of all, it doesn't scale. And the other thing is I'm going to leave the pin bones in this fish. It's a little softer than the other trouts. So if I leave the pin bones in, I'm less likely to have it fall apart on the grill. YouTube channel Cooking and Fishing gave me a good idea of how to really, hopefully this is going to work out, how we're going to actually keep this trout together. All we're going to do is portion the trout, marinate it, and then just grill it. And we're going to do a couple very simple things. So first thing we're going to do is just get a little bit of salt on it so it firms up, right? And I'm just using regular kosher salt here. I'm going to make my marinade. So with this fish, I'm actually going to cook it with the skin on, and I'm actually going to leave the pin bones on. This way, when I cook it on the grill, it'll hold together. All right, our marinade is going to be very simple here. It's just going to be olive oil, more salt, rosemary. All right, I'm going to portion this down into, I don't know, probably 4 portions. Yeah, we want 4 pieces here. All right, so in here we have our lake trout marinated in olive oil, rosemary, thyme, lemon juice, and salt. Again, it's about 15 to 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll get the grill going. All right, meanwhile, while the grill's getting going, we're gonna make a basic vinaigrette. Green onions from the garden, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, olive oil, and a drop of mustard. And probably we're gonna use a little bit of lemon, salt, and sugar to balance it out. This is gonna be the dressing on the fish. This is totally optional, but I think this will give it a nice little extra touch at the end. Good flavors going together. Let's give this a go. 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar is the general ratio you want. About a tablespoon of mustard. Dijon mustard would have been the better one, but if you're not sure how it's going to come out, just taste it. It's pretty simple. It's not vinegary enough. That's better. Lake trout plays well with acidity. We've got a good flavor there. All right, so this we're gonna put in the fridge. This is what we're gonna top our fish with at the end. We got our little fancy fish basket good to go. That's exactly my secret weapon to grill a lake trout. And Cooking and Fishing suggested, well, first of all, we're gonna keep the skin on, right? And we're not eating the skin. This is gonna protect the fish during the grilling process. We're actually just gonna layer the fish up with some lemon slices and green onions so it doesn't like burn and start to this way it protects the fish in the basket. So this should work out in theory. And really what we're doing here is we're kind of insulating the fish so it doesn't, you know, trout isn't exactly drum, so I want to try to keep it from, you know, I want the flavor of the grill for sure, but I don't want to, I want to try to keep the fish from getting destroyed by the grill at the same time. So Roger suggested that I really just load up the fillets with thyme, rosemary, exactly the same thing I'm marinating it in. Alright, that should in theory work out. Alright, so we got our mini grill here. Let's give it like 3 minutes on this side and then give it a flip. That's a pretty nice finish there. Alright, and there it is. We brushed off all those herbs. We got a green onion for the side, and the fish held up properly. Pretty surprising. I thought this would fall apart. I guess this is a good solution for grilling stuff like bluefish too. That worked out perfectly. Fish is cooked and, you know, intact. That's your final lake trout right there. This looks great. These flavors should work in theory. It held up on the grill basket, so let's give it a try. I left the pin bones in here, so I'm gonna have to weed through them. But it smells good. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a good flavor that plays with that vinaigrette. This right here is the best way I've ever had cooked lake trout. I like it smoked a lot, but cooked, this is the way. If I had to recommend how to cook a lake trout to somebody that's never tried lake trout or says they don't like the way lake trout tastes, this gives it the perfect flavor. It's balanced. It doesn't pick up that muddy or fishy taste that you would get if you fried it or even baked it. Their grill plays perfectly for it. And the herbs give a great flavor. The vinaigrette's acidity. Some people consider this fish not to be a good tasting fish. I think it's a very underrated fish. That's what I would say. Underrated in terms of sportsmanship, in terms of cooking. I don't know. If you had to tell me what freshwater fish I'd go out and target on a regular basis. As you can see by the frequency of my videos, I make lake trout a pretty common target because they're accessible. They're kind of underutilized, I would say. I don't know. It's just my opinion. I think they're pretty good sport fish overall. So, yeah, it's definitely a winner. So, I don't know what else I got to say. If you like the video, you know, leave a thumbs up, all that stuff. Thanks to the Patreon contributors. We are one Patreon contributor away from starting to do a monthly raffle in that $5 category. So, you know, I hate shoving that down people's throats. I don't clickbait much, so it's like that angel and demon fighting in my head. Oh, just clickbait away, Elias. I'm like, no, I respect the time of my audience too much. No clickbait. But yeah, this is one of those things. But anyway, I think that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed. Grilling basket works. That's a good little trick. You know, because trout are fragile. So if you never really thought about that, yeah, maybe that works for you. Nice way to get a grilled meal out of a trout, which instead of wrapping it in foil, if you want more of the grilled finish on it, the grilling basket's definitely a good way to go. And, you know, layering it up. And I use lake trout. Lake trout's the most fragile of all the trout. Rainbow trout, brown trout, Atlantic salmon, king salmon, coho salmon, all that stuff would work. Brook trout. So we used lake trout. Worked out real well. So don't know what else to say. I hope you enjoy this one. I'll talk to you guys later.